Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing the preview for NBA Round 3 Eastern Conference Finals 2019, obviously. So Toronto Raptors versus the Milwaukee Bucks. So I'm sure you guys have seen the LeBron buzzer beater from last night, and it was just craziness. Like the whole Toronto went crazy. It was just insane. I got it on record. I might insert the clip right about now. If I didn't, then it just means I got lazy, but I did react to it. I filmed on Snapchat. I didn't like react really. I was just like, holy shit! I was like, no way, that's insane. But it was a great shot, especially considering I don't know who was defending him, but apparently he was like 7 feet. It could have gotten blocked, and then not only did he get the shot away, it went in. Like I don't know if you guys saw it, which you guys probably have by now, but it like trickled. It went off the first rim, then it kind of like bounced there, went that way, came back, bounced off the board. Like it was so crazy. It just went in. It was insane. So I'm gonna go through both rounds for both teams. So round one for both teams. Toronto did win 4 straight, games 2 through 5 after losing game one against the Orlando Magic. So they won the series 4-1. And Milwaukee swept their series against the Detroit Pistons 4-0. Round two, Toronto obviously won a game 7 thriller on a buzzer beater against the 76ers from Kawhi Leonard. A shot that once again looked like it could go in or it didn't, and it just did, so that's insane. For the Bucks, they won in 5 games. Just like Toronto, they won the games 2 through 5 after losing game one to win against the Celtics in round two, 4-1 as well. So Milwaukee thus far only has one loss in 9 games, and that makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. It makes me think that there's no way they're gonna win. It just makes me nervous. Like I'm a negative Nelly, so like for me, it just like really I don't know. It just makes me nervous. So Toronto was 8-4 in the playoffs, and Milwaukee's 8-1 in the playoffs. Going into their home and away record for both rounds 1 and 2 combining. Away, Toronto was 3-2. Milwaukee away was 4-0, and then Milwaukee at home was 4-1, and Toronto was 5-2 at home. So obviously they have a pretty good record at home, better than away for sure. I'm also just going to throw in that Vince Carter 18 years ago had the chance to send the Raptors to the Eastern Conference Final in 2001 against the Bucks, but he was unable to do so. I think it was also against the 76ers. That year was the last time the Bucks made the ECF that year. And for the Raptors, they made the ECF in 2016, where they lost to the Cavs and LeBron in 6 games. So one of these teams will be in the NBA Finals and likely will face a shaky Western Conference foe. For both, it's been a pretty long time. For Toronto, they've never made the finals before, and for the Bucks, they haven't made it since 1974. Raptors have the chance to go to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history, and it won't be easy, but obviously doable. They just have to show up. So the bench will need to show up for the Raptors for sure. I haven't watched anywhere near close to like as many games as I could have or should have to know, but I've been told and I have heard that the bench has not been playing really well. So that'll be a key factor, of course, considering down Milwaukee's bench is obviously like really good too. So Anunoby will hopefully be back at some point in the ECF for the Raptors after missing every playoff game thus far, which will be big and huge for Toronto. And then he should definitely be in the finals, assuming they make it there. I'm not going to assume they are, but I'm just saying like if they do make it there, then yeah. So just some keys to the series for my own, like not online or anything, just for me. These are obviously very obvious. Like the Raptors gotta contain Giannis, and I think I don't know Milwaukee that well. Giannis Antetokounmpo, is that his name, or is that 2 different people? I don't know. So they obviously gotta like prevent him from like getting on fire. You know what I mean? They gotta make good quality shots, prevent the Bucks from going on like runs, force turnovers, get offensive and offensive rebounds. And if they have leads late in the fourth, you have to keep that lead and then you have to close it out. They will be on the road to start making this nervous, because if they go down 0-2, they're not going to win, in my opinion. Like, I do think they could win both games at home, but I don't see it, especially if they lose both at home or both on the road. I feel if they lose game one and then win game two, that's fine, because then you're down, or then it's tied 1-1 going back to Toronto, so it's definitely doable still. So, yeah, if they go down to 0-2, I think this series may just be over. And this is the first time since 2017 that they have made the playoffs. I don't know what it was before, but I think did the Bucks win? I don't know. So recapping the season series now, the Bucks did win 3-1, but just like in the NHL, I don't think it matters. Excuse my stuttering. I don't think it matters who like wins the regular season once it comes to the playoffs, because anything can happen in the playoffs. Trust me, I've seen the NHL. If you guys like hockey, poof. Anyway, it's not like this about hockey, but the best game was January 5th, 2019, where the Raptors won 123-116. Obviously, a really high scoring one there. The best performance was by Giannis Antetokounmpo on January 5th with 43 points, 16 for 25 field goals, 18 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. So it was obviously a really good game for him. So the first meeting between the Raptors and Bucks this season came early when both teams were a perfect 6-0. Giannis Antetokounmpo, concussion, and Kawhi Leonard rest to miss the game, and Milwaukee cruised to a 124-109 victory behind a balanced effort that saw 7 players score in double figures. Serge Ibaka led the Raptors in scoring that night with 30 points, and Pascal Siakam chipped in with 22 points. The second meeting was much closer, but the end result was the same. Behind a 19-point, 19-rebound double-double from Antetokounmpo, the Bucks defeated the Raptors in Toronto 104-99, so a much closer game. Kyle Lowry struggled in the loss, going scoreless on 0 for 5 shooting from the field. The Raptors picked up their lone win against the Bucks on January 5th in what turned out to be the best game between the two teams this season. Leonard and Siakam led the Raptors in scoring with 30 points each, but they got a scoring punch out of Ibaka, 25, Denny Green, 12, and Fred VanVleet, 21, the latter of whom started in place of Lowry, who was dealing with a back injury. The 5 of them helped Toronto overcome 43 points, 18 rebounds, and 4 assists from Antetokounmpo to beat the Bucks 123-116. The Bucks got some revenge in the final game of the season, winning by a final score of 105-92 at the Scotiabank Arena, which I still call ACC. It was a team effort once again, as 7 players scored in double figures, including DJ Wilson, 16, and George Hill, 10 off the bench. So the key storyline is obviously going to be, can the Raptors contain Giannis Antetokounmpo? So the Raptors will have their hands full trying to slow down Antetokounmpo, who is averaging 27.4 points, 11.4 rebounds, and 4.4 assists per game in these playoffs. The Bucks have built a team around Antetokounmpo that plays perfectly to his strengths, surrounding him with shooters to give him the space he needs to attack the paint, where he led the league in scoring this season. Antetokounmpo is a matchup nightmare for every team because he's too big and strong for perimeter players to guard and too quick and athletic for big men to stay in front of. Double teaming him is risky as well. Not only is Antetokounmpo a capable passer, the Bucks made and attempted the second most three-pointers in the league this season, trailing only the Houston Rockets. Every player on Milwaukee's roster is comfortable shooting three-pointers, even Brook Lopez, who set the record for threes made by a center during the regular season. So who on the Raptors will take on the responsibility of defending Antetokounmpo? According to NBA.com, Siakam matched up with the MVP candidate the most this season, followed by Leonard, Ibaka, and OG Anunoby, which, again, hopefully he'll be back at some point in the ECF. This is another series where the Raptors will miss Anunoby if he's unable to play. While he wouldn't be the primary defender on Antetokounmpo, Toronto would benefit greatly from having another wing who can match up with him physically, especially now that Siakam is dealing with an injury. So Anunoby is now traveling with the Raptors for the first time since undergoing an emergency appendectomy, but there's still no update on when he is expected to return, according to Blake Murphy of The Athletic. So 3 players to watch. So Kawhi Leonard, obviously. So versus Milwaukee in 2018-2019 in the 3 games, he has 22 points, 42 averaging, I guess. 22 points, 42.6 field goal percent, 30% 3-point shooting, 81% free throws, and 7.7 rebounds and 4.0 assists. The Bucks did a better job defending Leonard this season than most teams, limiting him to 22 points per game on 42.6% shooting from the field. Leonard was fantastic in Toronto's lone win with a team-high 30 points, but he scored a total of 36 points in the 2 other contests he appeared in, which is obviously really good. Chris Middleton was the primary reason Leonard didn't play to his usual standard. According to NBA.com, he limited the 3-time All-Star to 36 points on 11 for 27 shooting from the field over 3 games. Aaron Gordon has similar success against Leonard based on the matchup data, but Leonard torched to both him and the Magic in the first round to the tune of 27.8 points per game. Will Leonard be able to do the same against a Buck team that has the best defensive rating in the league this season? I guess we'll find out. Ugh. The second player, which is Chris Middleton versus Toronto in 2018-2019. Obviously, the 3 games, he averaged 14 points, 47.6 field goal percent, 42.9 on the 3% on 3-pointers, 63.6% on the free throws, 6.5 assists, and 5.3 rebounds. The Bucks will need Middleton to be a star on both ends of the court against the Raptors, in addition to having to defend Leonard, who is in the midst of the best playoff run of his career. They'll need him to be their secondary playmaker. He was just that against the Pistons in the first round and the Celtics in the second round, posting 19.1 points and 4.6 assists per game. While Middleton failed to score 20 points in any of the Bucks' 4 meetings with the Raptors, his impact was clearly felt in other aspects of the game, like defense and playmaking. 2 of Middleton's 3 best games as a facilitator came against Toronto, as he dished out 9 assists in a January 5th loss, and 8 assists in a win on October 29th. That's my birthday. So the regular season suggests that Middleton doesn't necessarily need to be a scorer to help the Bucks advance past the Raptors, but his playmaking abilities can go a long way, which I agree with. Like, for example, like, you guys know that obviously Kawhi Leonard is basically DeRozan, but he just more than DeRozan. Like DeRozan was only someone that would score and stuff, but like Kawhi Leonard can actually like do more than that and help the team even if he's not scoring, which is obviously really important. So the third player is also the Raptors, Marc Gasol. So in the 2 games that he played against Milwaukee this season, he averaged 21.5 points, 48.4% of field goals, 50% on the 3-point line, 71.4% on the free throws, 4.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. Gasol is a big reason why the Raptors are in the Eastern Conference Finals, but this could be a tough series for him. Whereas Nikola Vucevic and Joel Embiid are both back to the basket centers, which are better plays to his strengths as a defender. Lopez does most of all the scoring from the 3-point line. He attempted 6.3 3-pointers per game this season and shot 36.5% from that distance. Lopez hasn't shot well through 2 rounds of these playoffs, but having him on the floor will force Gasol to cover far more ground than he did against the Magic and the 76ers. Unless the Raptors can find a better matchup for Gasol, perhaps Antetokounmpo, as it would allow him to stay closer to the paint. Ibaka might be Toronto's go-to center in this series. So the big number, 4.5. It's easy to overlook the Bucks bench when you've got Antetokounmpo on the roster, but Milwaukee's reserves have played 19.1 minutes in the playoffs, 4th most among the 16 teams, and have been a plus-minus 4.5 through 9 games. While Antetokounmpo's preparedness to lead a team to a championship was a question leading into the playoffs, whether the Bucks' supporting cast was up to that task was also a question. Thus far, they've proven their muster. That was evident in the crucial Game 4 win in Boston, when Antetokounmpo went out with foul trouble in a tied game with 8:18 left in the third quarter. The Bucks responded with a 19-9 run, mostly led by George Hill and Pat Connaughton. Toronto's bench has been subpar in the playoffs. The reserves could give the Bucks a big advantage, so going into some X's and O's. After the Celtics, Kyrie Irving laid 26 points, 12 for 21 shooting on the Bucks in the conference semifinal opener. Budenholzer did something rare for him. He made a defensive adjustment by having his team switch off screens, even if it left Irving with a mismatch. The Bucks provided enough help in the paint to keep Irving honest, and for the rest of the series, he struggled badly, going 24 for 83 from the field in games 2 through 5. Leonard presents a different problem than Irving because you need to do more than just keep him away from the rim. He is capable of finishing at the basket, but he can also hit jumpers from 10 to 16 feet and 16 feet out to the 3-point line. Clogging the paint won't be enough against Leonard. Middleton has had success defending him, but Leonard has been a different player in the postseason. He's been a monster, he's been insane. Budenholzer might go back to not switching defensively, but you have to wonder whether he will also call for double team on help on Leonard if he starts figuring out Middleton's approach. So I think Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kawhi Leonard are going to be like the big people talked about in this series, and it'll obviously be like not mainly up to them because like the whole team has to play, but like they'll be huge factors, of course. So both teams have to contain one another. They have to contain both, otherwise, I don't know. Like what my prediction even is, to be honest. Like I don't even know. It's just I don't even know. Like I feel like the Raptors could win in 7 or even 6. Not really. I feel like to be honest, I feel like if it goes to 7, I feel the Raptors could lose, but I feel like they could win. But I just feel like because they're used to starting at home the series, and because they're not, it just makes me think, I don't know if they're gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I don't have faith, but I am a negative Nelly, and like for me it's hard to like believe in teams. Because basketball is not like my main sport. Like, I don't even like basketball that much. But, like, I definitely like the Raptors and stuff, and I of course want them to go far and everything. It just makes me like nervous. I don't know what they're gonna like. I don't know if they'll be able to do it. I really want them to make the finals for the first time in franchise history, and just seeing that shot in the final few seconds, Lord, that was craziness. Like, everyone's reaction, just insanity, insane. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It was just insane. My actual prediction, I have no idea what to say. Bucks in 6 or 7, I guess. I don't know really, but I'm just gonna say it'll go 6 or 7 games for sure. But because I'm like a person that has like no confidence in my team, I'm gonna say Bucks in 6 or 7, just because I don't know. I feel like the Raptors could win, but they definitely have to win at least one game in Milwaukee, and preferably both at home, which is not gonna happen. I do feel it'll be 2-2 going into Milwaukee for Game 5. In which case, if it is, then Toronto really has to win Game 5, because I heard that 82% of the teams that win Game 5 after it being tied 2-2, they win 80% of the time, or 82 damn percent of the time, which is insane. So winning Game 5 is obviously like really important. So you're probably going to hear my mom bitching, but what else is new? Downstairs, not up here. But anyway, guys, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I had to come down to the basement just because my sister came upstairs and she interrupted me, so I just decided to do the outro down here. Why is it blurry? So let me know in the comments what you guys think of like the series. What did you think of the game winner? How many games do you think it'll go? Who will win and how many games? You know what I mean? Just let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.